Welcome back to Beauty in the Bookcase, where we usually take a book and make a look. But for today's video, we're just going to be making a look inspired by Easter. Today's look is going to be very pastel. I was thinking kind of like Easter eggs kind of colors. So I went for kind of a springy vibe with my outfit today. And yeah, today's video, we're mostly going to talk about what products I'm using, how I apply them, where I've maybe learned some of these techniques, what are little cheats and stuff that I use to help me. And yeah, and then we'll just have a full look. So I'm pretty excited and I hope you guys are too. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna go with our eye primer. A lot of the stuff I'll be using today is e.l.f. because I do beauty on a budget. I don't have a lot of money. I also, if the product is good, I don't think it has to be expensive. And I know a lot of you watching this don't have hundreds of dollars to just spend on makeup products, so a lot of it is going to be e.l.f. today. So I'm going to start actually with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. A lot of this stuff you can just get like at Walgreens, Walmart. So this putty I honestly got because I saw reviews about it everywhere. Everyone was raving about how like good it was, so I think it's pretty good. It's supposed to give you kind of like that photoshopped effect. And if you have like bigger pores, it's supposed to help minimize them, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, we're just gonna go in with our sponge and apply it. So yeah, Easter is on Sunday. I feel like Easter this year kind of snuck up on me. Like, I feel like 2 days ago was the start of like Lent, and suddenly it's like the middle of Holy Week, and I think that is insane. I was like, what do you mean it's Easter on Sunday? It's like, I don't know. So Easter is a weird one for me because to me it's just the religious part, so it's really strange having sort of the Easter bunny and all that type of stuff. Although when I was in college, I had a friend who I'd go over to her family's house for Easter, and that was really cool because we'd have like eggs Benedict in the morning, and we'd go to mass together, and it was really nice. So and we had like little Easter baskets and like a little egg hunt throughout her house and stuff, and that was pretty neat. And right now I'm just putting on my foundation. I don't really like using a lot because it just feels cakey and weird, and I'm just staying home anyway, so I don't have to use too much. So this is e.l.f. foundation in light ivory. This is their flawless finish foundation. I really like it. I think it's really light because sometimes with foundations they can go on really thick, and like I was saying in my first video, I actually usually put on foundation with my hands. I saw another YouTuber, and he's actually like a professional makeup artist, talking about how when you put foundation, you wouldn't do it like on a client or anything if you are a makeup artist, but if you're doing it on yourself, it's fine. And so he was talking about how when you put on foundation with like your hands, it helps it look more like your actual skin. So I really like that tip. I actually really agree with it. So there's a little tip for you guys. And now I'm just using the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer in the shade Nude. I don't know if you can see that. The lighting in here is a little crazy today. But yeah, I got this from like a little box set that I got for, I think it was Christmas last year from a friend. So yeah, this came with it and I really like it. I don't always use eye primer. I didn't use it in my last video, mostly because I forgot. But it's good. It helps your makeup stay on longer. I'm partially using this just to help the colors pop because today's look is all about being bold and bright, but also because since I've been doing my makeup a bit more often, making videos and stuff, I have really sensitive skin, and the skin around my eyes is like so red. I'm sure you can see it on the camera, on the video. It's not really from the makeup, it's from removing it. It's like the harshness of just taking makeup off. So next up, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris Magic Skin Beautifier BB Cream. So this is like an anti-fatigue cream. I like to use this because I get kind of like these dark lines in here, and darker circles. They're not necessarily from being tired. I think they're mostly hereditary at this point. So thanks to my mom for those dark circles under my eyes. She has them too. But yeah, I like using this just to help kind of brighten up my look. I don't always need to use concealer then, so that's pretty nice. And it's also lighter than concealer, the texture, so I like that better. I hate feeling like my face is tacky and like feeling my makeup. I don't like that sensation. I think makeup should feel like your second skin, and especially when you're using, well, I mean, I don't want to say that because I don't know what like high-end products are like, but with some like cheaper foundations, you'll feel really tacky. It's almost like having lip gloss on your face, and it's not a pleasant experience because it's just, it just feels tacky and you just want to take it off, and you just feel like it doesn't help you look better. It just kind of ages you. So yeah, definitely find like a good foundation that feels light and airy on your skin. And you shouldn't be able to feel makeup. Like, you shouldn't spend your day being conscious of the fact that there's makeup on your face. So if your makeup is doing that, it's probably not great. I'm going to be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. Also, you can totally get this at Walmart and pharmacies and stuff. So this is in the shade Light Vanilla. I actually need to get like a new concealer. I was watching a video by Robert Welsh, who's also another makeup artist who also does YouTube videos, and he was talking about how like a lot of people don't have two separate concealers, they just have one, and usually they go for like a lighter shade. So you want to have one that's the same shade as your foundation, and that's what you use to cover up dark circles, blemishes, that type of stuff. But you can have one that's lighter for highlighting, so you use it like on your nose and just up here in your T-zone and down over here on your chin. But if you do use a lighter shade on blemishes and stuff, it's just going to kind of draw more attention to it. It's going to make them pop, and you don't want to do that. So that's why I'm saying I need a new one, because I do kind of use this for just my dark circles. So yeah, I can definitely tell that it's lighter. So I usually kind of balance it out when I put on my powder foundation. But I do have a hard time sometimes kind of like matching my skin, because like in the summer, I don't really get tan because I live in the Midwest. So it's mostly cold most of the time. But my skin does go a bit darker just from being outside more and being in the sun, versus like in the winter months and the start of spring, my skin is much lighter. So then it's kind of like I need to get double. I mean, that happens to everyone, I'm sure, where you have like darker skin during the summer and you need like basically brand new makeup just for the months your skin is darker because you're in the sun more, and then you need lighter makeup for the fall, essentially the fall and the winter. What I was gonna say also about like concealers and covering up dark circles and stuff, I actually do use sometimes. I ran out of it, and that's when I decided to try the BB cream. But I do sometimes use like a peach color corrector under my eyes, because you want to use like a red to cancel out the blue tones, and then you'll have like, green cancels out the red tones and stuff like that. So usually, like if you have like rosacea or any type of redness, you want to use like a green concealer, like a green color corrector on that. And then if it's like blue under eye colors, you want to go for like a peach. I know I see a lot of like YouTubers and stuff using like really, really orange tones. I think those are just like a lot. They look kind of crazy, and if you have like a lighter complexion, it's gonna come through. So I kind of go for like a pinkish peach kind of tone, and that usually works really well for me. Next, I'm gonna use the Covergirl Clean Matte foundation, powder foundation. I don't like using setting powder because I'm already pale enough, and I feel like when I put it on, it just washes out my color even more, and I look kind of like sick and like a ghost. So I don't know. I have one setting powder. I might use it in a future video, and we can see how it goes. I didn't like it the first time I used it. I just felt like it just washed me out, so I might have to use like a darker foundation and then maybe set, but I don't know. I just use like a powder foundation in my shade. This is Buff Beige, and I think that really works. It keeps my makeup in place, it sets it, it keeps it from like, I don't know, it keeps it from being like super shiny. Because I can sweat a lot if it's warm, so I like having like a good matte powder foundation on top just to keep all that shine away. And then I was gonna say as well about concealer and eye primer. I know I'm jumping around, I'm sorry. But another tip that I picked up from Robert Welsh actually, and I'll link his channel down in the description, is that you don't want to actually put on like any concealer or foundation as an eye primer, because apparently it messes like with the oil on your eyelid, so that's why there's like especially made eye primer. So you should go for an eye primer, but not use your concealer or anything like that. And that's something I used to do because from other like YouTube channels I learned like, oh, you can use your foundation or you can use your concealer as your eye primer. And then I learned you're not supposed to do that because the oils kind of break down the powders that you're putting on top. So that's why it's not the best idea, because then you're gonna do this amazing makeup look and then it's just gonna all break down. And we don't want that. We don't want to spend hours doing our makeup and then just be like, just kidding, it's all gone now. So next I'm gonna do my contour, my blush, and my highlighter. I'm going to be using some of the shades in this little compact, mostly just the bronzer and the blush. There's also another darker blush that actually has some like glitter in it, and then there's the highlighter. But I'm going to be using a different highlighter, and I'm not going to use that that purple at all. So I'm not fabulous at contour. I also don't like doing it very often. I don't know. A lot of people really like it. They like kind of like those defined lines. I have a very round face, so of course when I do it, it kind of gives me all these like angular shapes, and I think that's really cool and really fun. But I don't like doing it all the time. I feel like it's so much. Like it's too extra. Like I'm extra enough as a person. And I do love like my highlighter. Whoa, those are bold. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, anytime I like do contour, like I feel like I need a special event. Like I wouldn't go to work with like contour. That's when I feel like I'm doing a full face. To me, a full face has to have contour. Usually, like if it's sort of like more everyday type of makeup, I will just do like foundation, BB cream, concealer, and some mascara, and that's it. If anything, like a light blush or like a mauve kind of lip, but like eyeshadow, eyeliner, all that stuff is too much. It feels too like extra for every day. So I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't be extra, or like if you do like a full face all the time, that's not good. Totally fine. I think some people look flawless all the time, but it's just too much for me. I always feel so like I have to be going somewhere if I'm doing my contour, or else it's just like, who do you think you are? You're just going to work. You're not going to a special event or anything. So yeah, and I think that's cool though, to have like things that you do makeup wise, especially if you do wear makeup like all the time. I think it's nice to have something that you only do for special occasions. because then, you know, we get so used to them wearing it all the time that it loses its sort of its magic and doesn't feel special anymore. So definitely find that thing, whether it's bolder colors that you save for special occasions, or like maybe even a softer look. Like if you do like going super glam for your everyday, then special occasions can be sort of more pastel and toned down and stuff like that. Because, you know, makeup is supposed to help you feel special, and I think there's such, like, to me, it's a misguided idea that, like, enjoying makeup and enjoying presenting yourself a certain way is sort of vain. I would disagree with that. Obviously, I sit here doing my makeup, of course I wouldn't agree with it. But what I mean to say is that I don't think there should be like all this shame on like, oh, if you like to wear makeup or do your hair or dress a certain way, like you're just vain. I think people like to feel good about themselves, you know, they like to look good. And makeup helps with that. And I'm not saying that like your entire self-worth should come from putting on makeup, but I think makeup is its own little art form, you know? Your face is the canvas, and some people just appreciate aesthetic, and I don't think it should be viewed as like a vanity situation. I think it should just be understood that some people just enjoy beautiful things, and that's completely subjective, you know? Beauty, as they say, is in the eye of the beholder. So different people are going to find different styles and different things beautiful, and I don't think they should be shamed for wanting to look pretty and to feel pretty and just enjoying makeup as a whole. I don't think it's really a sign of vanity. It's just an appreciation for a different art form. So that's my 2 cents on that. I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about a lot lately. The whole idea of like feeling like if you like girlier things, or you know, if you care about your appearance, it's like immediately connected with vanity, and I don't agree with that. I think we want to feel confident. If makeup does that, if clothes do that, more power to you. Like, do whatever makes you feel good, do whatever makes you feel happy, and just let people enjoy things. Not everything has to be like so serious and so deep. That's actually another qualm of mine, is people in certain like areas of art communities take things way too seriously, and then like everything needs to be this profound revelation and needs to have all this depth and like impact on society. And I think sometimes art can just exist for the sake of art. Next up, I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild highlighting palette. So here it is. It has 4 shades. It's really cute. It has like this little flower imprints. So I think I'm going to go for this green shade, because like I said, it's very Eastery, and I'm going to be using really bold colors in my eyes. So I want kind of like something that almost looks kind of spacey, like space age, not spacey like spacing out. See, because when the sun hits that, that's so pretty, because it's just so green and so, I don't know, anytime I wear like a green highlighter, I always feel like a mermaid. But growing up, one of my favorite Disney Channel movies was The 13th Year. It's the one about that like boy who on his 13th birthday he finds out he's like a merman. I wanted his life so badly. I desperately wanted, and I still want to be a mermaid. I think the only reason I would actually learn how to swim would be to get like one of those mermaid tail things and just like become a professional mermaid. I also wanted to be a superhero growing up. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man was actually one of the first movies I ever saw. I always wanted to be Spider-Man. So Marvel, make it happen. I have no athletic ability, but I have heart, and I want to help people. So I don't know. Just give me a chance. Anyway, I was just going to say, make sure you blend everything, because I can still kind of see a rather harsh line here. And In one of Robert's videos, he described it as like the Neapolitan ice cream look, where you have just like 3 harsh lines of like highlight, blush, and contour. Which is also another reason like why I try to avoid like doing so much makeup, like face, like on my cheeks, because I do want to avoid that, and I have noticed it. So that really made me laugh when he said it. So yeah, just make sure you really blend it out, because you don't want to have just like 3 lines in 3 different colors right across your face. Unless that's the look you're going for, which if it is, more power to you, honestly. Good for you. I'm actually going to be using my Jeffree Star palettes. I really like the pigments in them. I think they're really, really good. This one was way cheaper if you like can't really afford Jeffree's stuff, because I know it's kind of pricey. The one he did with Morphe is much cheaper than like a regular palette. And it's still like good quality and stuff. So we're just gonna start with the crease. For the crease, I think I'm gonna use this shade, which is called Mr. Diva, right down here. This like orangey shade. I don't want to go too dark, and like the crease is not the most important part for today, I think. Well, I mean, I know it's not the most important part, so I'm not gonna worry about like doing a wing with my crease or anything. Because I really just want it for like definition, and then just as like a marker of where I want to put the rest of my makeup. And it's going to serve as a base as well. It's a good base, although you don't need to worry so much about having like a base color if you do like a nude eye primer, since it'll already like take care of getting like rid of any undertones you might have, and then it's just going to be like perfect and ready to go. So that's another benefit of having like a good eye primer. And you see that because it's such like a light-ish, well, it looks really orange on camera. Like it looks like the color of like a Cheeto, but it's much lighter. It's a much lighter color actually in person. I don't know if I like bring that up. It still looks super orange, but anyway, pigment, fantastic. A+ to this palette and to Jeffree Star. Yeah. Next up, the colors I'm going to use, I'm actually going to be using 4 different colors. So I'm going to use Bubblegum. This is a Jawbreaker palette. I think I showed you. So the Bubblegum, Wow, Brain Freeze, and Gumdrop. So these 4 colors. So we're actually going to start off with Brain Freeze. So we're going to start with like this blue, and this blue is really pretty. Like sometimes though, blue can look so tacky. I would also like to say that my intention today was to start with my eyes, because they might get messy, and I forgot. So pray for me. Anyway, yeah, blue is definitely a color that you need to be very, very bold to wear, I think, but also just you gotta be really careful, because it can look, I don't know, it can look a bit tacky in my opinion, but it's all about I think it's really all about technique, and it's also all about confidence. Like if you really, really, really feel good about something, and if you're really, really confident about it, I think that adds like layers to how good you look. Yeah, because I know that when I wear like bolder looks like that, I'm always like struggling to feel confident about it, and I'm always like really self-conscious, and I'm like, everyone is staring and everyone thinks I look crazy, and I am pretty sure people don't care that much. So I think part of the reason why I sometimes struggle to be more confident about this stuff is just the fact that I was a t-shirt and jeans kind of gal, and suddenly I'm like out here in pastel colors and doing these crazy vibrant looks, and it can be a lot, and it can be really intimidating. Also, little tip, I'm gonna do this now, which is apparently something, I mean, I learned this through YouTube as well, which is to like clean off the excess, because it helps give you like those sharper lines. That I learned yesterday that you shouldn't do that, because you should use more like a clear primer or something, because anything that's made to like remove your makeup is going to have a tendency to go up, and then like up close and your makeup isn't gonna look as nice. But that's all I have at the moment, so we're gonna have to go with it. So yeah, I really like this look. I think it's really fun. And again, I don't know that I have the confidence to wear it out, but I would love to, because it's so fun. I think part of it too is because we're in quarantine and it's not like anyone's really going out. It feels a little bizarre. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Take my dog out looking like this? Like, who does she think she is, kind of thing? I don't know. Maybe I will. Yeah, that's looking really cute. It's looking a lot better than I did the first time I did it. I'm actually gonna use these fun little eyeliners. They are the ColourPop BFF collection. They're like really fun colors, and I think they're very vibrant as well. But I think they add something really special to the look. So, as I was saying, that it was gonna break about 1,001 times, and I think I might be running out. So that's fun. You know, really bright yellow one. I actually got this after watching a Bailey Sarian video. She used it for one of her looks, and I was like, that is a really funky color, and I want it. Anyway, I think this is a really fun one. The only thing I don't like about this one in particular, because the other ones come out fine, is this one does tend to stain. So I just have like yellow, like neon yellow eyeliner pigments on my face for days. So yeah, I don't think the camera is picking up that super well, because it looks pretty subtle, but it's fairly neon anyway. That's what you're gonna want to do here. So yeah, just gonna do the brows. I don't really do much to my brows because they're dark enough as it is. So I think I really just, I just mostly fill them out a little bit. Just so they're all like equally dark. Especially like towards the start of my brows there. They are much lighter, so they need a bit of love. I was gonna say, because I know a lot of like YouTubers and stuff do like crazy lashes. I'm considering trying them, but they kind of scare me because I have really sensitive eyes, and the idea of putting anything really near them, like any type of glue, is a little scary. So I'm gonna see if I can find like magnetic ones, but I know the magnetic ones especially are kind of really pricey, and I don't know if I'm gonna like them, so I'm kind of in a weird place of I want to give them a chance, but I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money for something I might not like. So if you have any recommendations for good lashes for sensitive eyes, or if you have like a good magnetic lash recommendation, please let me know in the comments, because the girl needs help. So I'm just gonna grab a bit of lipstick, and I should have my mirror in my hand is what I should do, because it's really hard to do this without getting in your face. So we're just gonna do like little lines up here, like little fake flowers on your face. Yeah, you can see that. That's picking up a lot better than the green shadow. And for that, I just used the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. So it's just the shade Diamond. So this is the shade Diamond. It's really pretty, kind of lilac. Last step, we're gonna do lips. Normally for lips, especially if I'm doing something so bold, I prefer to do something very subdued. So I would normally use like a blush or a mauve kind of color. But today we're gonna go full on bright pink. It's like, all right, and this is the last part. So it's the lips. If you have a lip liner in like a good kind of purple, use that. I just used this lipstick. This is L'Oreal Paris matte 708, shade 708. It's a really pretty like matte purple. But this is our final look. I feel like I kind of look like a Bratz doll, but I think, you know, in a good way. I think it's really cute. I think it's fun. And if you guys want to give this a try, make sure to tag me on Instagram. My @ is below. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!